everyone! Now you all are probably wondering, hey, this isn't Ricky. Of course it's not. It's Ricky's younger sibling, Ash Starlight! Woohoo! As you can see from his community post, his computer isn't working right now, so he left me in charge of his channel. So I decided to, guess what? Make videos about Camp Minecraft, one of my favorite series. But if you hope that Ricky's computer gets fixed soon, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell for more notifications. But yeah, this video is going to contain a lot of spoilers for Camp Minecraft, specifically Camp Minecraft Season 2 and Camp Minecraft Season 4, because this video is going to be me reading a fanfic about, you guessed it, Sigils Time Traveling. In this fanfic, Season 2 Sigils meets Season 4 Sigils, and a lot of crazy adventures happen. But the thing what makes this really exciting is the fact that Sigils from Season 2 is a superhero, but Sigils from Season 4 is an evil supervillain. But yeah, I haven't been finished the story yet. In fact, I'm only on Chapter 3, I think. But yeah, I'm going to read to you all what I have so far. Prologue, Sigils and the Time Machine. Also, I don't have proper titles for the chapters yet. I would just put down what each chapter is going to be about. I watched in horror as I watched Henry use the Ender Dragon to destroy our beloved camp. We tried everything we could to stop him, but we were unable to stop his wrath. Furious that our camp was being ruined, I attacked Henry with my sword, only to be suffocated in the ground by him. I screamed in agony as Henry was killing me. Just as I was about to lose hope, Bolt proposed a solution: meet at Cherry's. At first I was confused until I realized that at Cherry's place was the time machine. I ran as fast as I could to the time machine to escape. Once I made it inside the machine, I looked around to make sure everyone got in. However, just as we were about to take off, I noticed that Henry was here. Uh-oh. Just as Gold was flicking the levers to fly the machine, Henry jumped in front of him to mess with the levers. Henry, you guys aren't going anywhere. Gold, yes we are. Henry, I'm in control. Gold, you always like to be in control. Why do you think we're trying to get away? As Henry and Gold were arguing and pulling the lever back and forth, the lever suddenly broke. Uh-oh. The machine started to spark and shake violently as the machine started to go in all sorts of directions. I didn't know if we'd survive the journey with all this turbulence. I screamed as I panicked until a piece of the machine broke off and hit me in the head. I collapsed on the ground and slowly lost my consciousness. Chapter 1. Sigils lands in Season 4. Sigils POV. As I woke up, I looked around only to see the rubble from the broken time machine. Where did everyone else go? Why am I the only one here? I don't see any dead bodies, so they must have all abandoned me. As you can see, I gave Sigils abandonment issues, and one of my headcanons as to why Sigils became evil was because he felt abandoned by Biffle in Season 3. Well, that's not like the number one reason, but that's definitely a contributing factor. Just as I was about to cry, I turn around and see Biffle. But in this story, Sigils, or at least Season 2, Sigils did not get abandoned by Biffle. At least you stood here with me, Biffle. Biffle looked at me confused. Sigils, what are you doing here? Last time I saw you, you were in your scaffolding shop. Now it was my turn to be confused. I wish I had a scaffolding shop, but I just landed here. You just landed here? But I thought you were Sigils, since you look so much like him. You even have a sparkling emerald eyes. Well, I am Sigils, and you're my beloved Biffle, right? Biffle looked at me dead in the eyes. What season are you from? Why are you asking me what season I'm from? We just came from Season 2. You must be a younger version of Sigils. That explains why you still have your old suit on. Oh yeah, in this fanfic, to differentiate between Season 2 Sigils and Season 4 Sigils, Season 2 Sigils still has his old suit on. A younger version of myself? But that must mean I time traveled to the future. So Biffle, we must be in season 3. Season 4, actually. I wasn't in season 3. I look shocked. How did I get all the way to season 4? I thought that I was in season 3 and that everyone just abandoned me, but turns out I was the one who left everyone behind. But if Biffle says he wasn't in season 3, that means I must be talking to a future version of Biffle. That explains why his suit looks more worn out and his eyes don't look as bright as they used to. What was future Biffle doing here taking care of me? What brought you over here, Biffle? Surely you have better things to do than just stand here taking care of me. Well, it's a long story, so I'm going to tell you anyways because you need to have your wounds on your back treated and that's going to take a while. I love how Biffle just says it's going to be a long story but decides to tell him anyways. Biffle flashback POV. As I was taking in the gorgeous view from the tower I found of camp while plotting how to make money, I saw in the corner of my eye someone lying on the ground next to the campfire. This is the perfect opportunity to get some money and be rich. As I ran down to greet this person, I noticed that they were unconscious and bleeding from their forehead. I checked their pulse to see if they were even still alive. After feeling their pulse, I put a bandage on their forehead to stop the bleeding. Looking at them reminded me of Sigils. As I was taking care of them, they slowly opened their emerald eyes. This was Sigils. What was he doing here, wounded next to the campfire in his old suit? I walked behind him as he was waking up to check for any more wounds. Flashback ends. So you were originally trying to get money from me? When I'm just as poor as you are? I don't have anything left ever since it got destroyed in the fire. Doesn't feel good when all your stuff is gone, does it? I scream in agony as I remember how I was being suffocated underground underneath the blazing fire. Well, what's wrong, Sigils? Did I hurt you while treating your wounds? I know alcohol can sting. It doesn't sting nearly as much as losing your home and watching all your belongings get destroyed by fire. I slowly stand up to limp and try to limp away. I don't want to bother Biffle anymore with my trauma. He doesn't deserve to put up with my pain. However, before I can leave the campfire, Biffle reaches out to me and grabs my shoulder. Hey, it's okay that you are still in distress over losing everything. You're from season 2, so you just experienced all that abuse recently. It's going to take a while to heal from your trauma. Just promise me this one thing. Never leave me. I was shocked that Biffle said he wanted to stay with me. He already has his own Sigils. Why do you want to be with me? Why don't you want me to leave you? I'll be fine on my own. Besides, if there's another me out there like you say, he probably needs you for an important big-brain sidgy-bidgy science project. Biffle wrapped his arm around my shoulders. We poor people need to stick together and gather resources so we won't be so poor. As Biffle grabbed my hand, we walked over to this well with this person standing next to it. I was confused as to why both of them were the words saying iron and nether, and a bar in between. Biffle, who is this, and why do they have a bar above their head? This is the new camp counselor. They give us a quest every day. Every time we complete a quest, we get more points and get close to the next era. Era? What do you mean by era? Is it like I'm currently in my traumatized era? Biffle laughed. No, not like eras that we go through. You see, certain items are locked behind certain eras. We are currently in the Iron Era, so we finally have access to iron. We have to get enough points to get access to the Nether. I felt my blood boil as Biffle told me he has to earn his way to the Nether. I remember when a certain dictator locked us out of the Nether. It wasn't fair back then, and it's not fair now. Are you telling me that you are locked out of the Nether until you please a camp counselor? Why are you just letting them control whether or not you have access to the Nether? I stand on the wall and continue to give the camp counselor a piece of my mind. We won't stand for this. You can't lock us behind eras and lock us out of the Nether. We will. Ah! Splash. Biffle looks down at me in the well. Are you okay? He pulls me out of the well. Despite falling in the cool water, I still didn't feel cooled off. How can you let this slide, Biffle? It's just like in season 2 when we were locked out of the Nether. Biffle put his hands on my shoulders once more, trying to calm me down. That's just how the system for this season works. Don't try to fight, or things won't go well. I pull his hands off my shoulders. Why aren't you even trying to fight this corrupt system? What happened to your hope, the light in your eyes? You know what? If you won't help me take down the camp counselor, I'll find someone who will. I limp away as Biffle tries to follow me. If Biffle won't help me, I know someone who will always stand up for what's right. My future self. Chapter 2. Sigils meets Zud. I followed the dirt path past the well, hoping it would lead me to my future self. Didn't Biffle say he was at his scouting shop? If only I could find where it's located. I continued walking until I was suddenly knocked off the path. I looked up and noticed a person with white sneakers, pale blue jeans, a cream-colored hoodie, dark brown curly hair down to his shoulders, and a white backwards cap. He looks so stunning. I'm not going to admit that to someone who knocked me over. Watch where you're going! I shouted at the person who knocked me over. Sigils, I didn't expect to see you here. What are you doing all dressed up? As he held me up, I stared into his bright blue eyes. Are you okay? Or did I accidentally hit you too hard? I snapped out of my trance and wiped the dust off my suit. I'm looking for Sigils' scaffolding shop. He looked at me confused. You don't know where your own shop is? Did you get hit in the head? He closely observed my head and saw the bandage on it. Did you get into a fight on your way here? Oh, how I wanted to tell him how I fought a madman to the death, or at least near death. How I barely escaped the Ender Dragon's grasp. Would he believe me? What happened to me a few moments ago was a crazy mess I wish I forgot. I started shaking thinking about those memories, being slammed into the ground and losing all my stuff to the fire. I can feel my body burning up. Are you okay? You're crying pretty hard, so there must be something wrong. I didn't even realize I had another breakdown, this time in front of a total stranger. Anyways, in this story, the reason why Sigils referred to Zud as a stranger is because Season 2 Sigils hasn't met Zud yet, so he doesn't know who he is. Why can't I stop breaking down in front of people? Nothing that bad happened to me. Just me being forced to watch camp be destroyed and lose all my stuff. I'm sorry I'm such a crybaby. I should probably go and leave you alone. You don't deserve to hear all my troubles. Just as I was about to leave to find my future self, a stranger put his hand on my shoulders. Hey, if you need someone to talk about your troubles, I'm here for you, Sigils. Normally I wouldn't talk about my problems with strangers, but something about him made me want to open up to him. I decided to stay and tell him why I was crying. It sounds like you had a terrible nightmare. But he still thinks I'm his Sigils, so he doesn't understand I actually went through all this pain. It wasn't just a terrible nightmare, though. I wish it was just one. I just experienced all these things recently. The truth is, I'm not your Sigils. Zud looked at me with a puzzled expression on my face. But if you're not my Sigils, then who are you? Although that explains why I didn't know where Sigils' shop is located. I hesitated to tell him who I am. Would he even believe me? Why should I tell someone I barely know my identity or where I'm from? But he's so kind, comforting me and not judging me. Besides, maybe he could give me the whereabouts of my future self by giving my info. I'm Sigils, but from the past, Season 2 specifically. I barely escaped the Ender Dragon through this time machine. But it malfunctioned and I landed here instead of Season 3. And I'm currently looking for my future self. I anxiously waited for his reaction. The worst he could do was laugh. However, instead of laughing, he started jumping up and down in excitement. You're a time traveler! I've always wanted to meet a time traveler, especially the past version of Sigils. I get to know what my shitter was like in the past, why he is the way he is now. Do you believe me? Why aren't you surprised about the fact that time travel even exists? I thought you'd just laugh at me or at least be a little bit skeptical. It would explain why he looks so much like my Sigils and acts so much like him too. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself since you didn't know me in Season 2. I'm Judoya, but you can call me Zud or Zudbud. He extends his right hand and shakes mine. What a charming fellow, so kind and understanding. Maybe I can forgive him for knocking me down. As I was holding his hand, I felt my heart flutter. I never wanted to let go of his hand. You can let go of my hand now. You have a very strong grip. I didn't realize I was squeezing his hand. I quickly let go of his soft hand. Sorry about that. I often don't realize my own strength. Also, a headcanon I have for Sigils is that he has a very strong grip strength. Don't worry about me. I'm quite strong and powerful. I can handle a strong handshake. Zud flexed his muscles. Wow, he is quite muscular. I need to stop getting distracted by his physique and remember my mission to find my future self and take down the corrupt system. I find it quite funny how Sigils got distracted by Zud's physique. Do you know who my future self is? I need to meet with him to take down this corrupt system of errors. I'm not sure where he is, but you can ask Biffle who's right behind you. I looked behind me and saw Biffle breathing heavily. Biffle, how did you find me? And why are you out of breath? I saw you run off to look for my sigils, and I ran after you so I wouldn't lose you. For someone who's badly injured, you sure run fast. Well, yeah, another headcanon I have is that one of Sigils' powers due to being part Enderman is that he can, like, teleport or run really fast. I looked at Biffle with concern. I didn't want Biffle to strain himself taking care of me. If anything tragic happened to Biffle, I'd be devastated. You don't need to watch over me. I can take care of myself. Zud chimed in, but Biffle just wants to keep you safe. Someone as cute as you needs to be protected. I blushed bright pink as Zud called me cute. Ooh, looks like someone has a crush, Biffle whispered in my ear. I do not have a crush on him, I shouted. Crush on whom? Zud asked. It's okay to have a crush on me, since I'm quite charming. I tried to ignore Zud and not look into his sparkling blue eyes. Anyways, Biffle, Zud said you know where my future self is. Where is he? Last time I saw him, he was in his scalping shop. If you take a left, you'll enter the shopping district where his shop is located. Just to be safe, I'll walk you there. You're probably wondering why he's asking Biffle again where Sigils is, even though they already kind of discussed that in Chapter 1. Well, Sigils kind of forgot again because Sigils got distracted by Zud. Does he always have to follow me around like a lost puppy? I can handle myself and talking to my future self. It's not like see some evil supervillain looking to roll forward to my doom. Little does he know. You don't need to keep me safe. I may be a younger version of your sigils, but I'm still an adult. Biffle looked deep into my eyes. You are the past version of my sigils. If you die, he dies as well. He then glares at Zud. If you hurt the past version of sigils and kill our sigils, I will turn you into spaghetti. I wonder where that comes from. Cough, cough. Biffle turned your own to spaghetti. Cough, cough. I pulled Biffle away from Zud. Anyways, it was nice meeting you. Zud? I think I got his name right. I have to talk with my future self about taking down the error system. Right before I left, Zud pulled out a piece of paper out of his pocket and started writing on it. After he finished writing, he gave me that slip of paper. Call me, he mouthed at me. I quickly took the slip of paper and went left into the shopping district. As the light reached my eyes, I smirked and blushed violently. As you can see, this was a very romantic chapter, and me making it romantic as it is was actually inspired by my fiancé Rock, and also the ending was inspired by my sister. As you can see for chapter 3, I only have 2 paragraphs, so I haven't quite finished writing this yet, but if you all have any ideas as to like how I can continue chapter 3, just let me know. Chapter 3, Sigils meets his future self. As Biffle gave me a tour of the shopping district, we eventually reached a store that said Sigils Scalping Supply. The height of the shop made the climb daunting. Climbing up, I was terrified the scaffolding would break as I would fall and break my legs, which would be really bad because Sigils already has weak knees. It'd be really bad for him to have weak legs as well, too. I looked at Biffle right above me and asked him, are you sure this is safe? We could fall to our doom if the scaffolding breaks. If you're scared, hold my hand as we climb this mighty scaffolding tower together. Biffle extends his hand and gives me an earnest look. Aww. I slowly reached out and grabbed his hand as he pulled me up to the top of the shop. Once I reached the top, I admired the breathtaking view of the shopping district down below. As you can see, that's all I have for chapter 3. But hopefully, with a little bit more inspiration, I can continue writing this fanfic about Sigils meeting his future self eventually, and then all the adventures of him finding out that his future self is actually Eva and then those two fighting. That'd be so epic. I can't wait to see those two to meet and then those two to fight against each other here for the fate of Camp Minecraft. Dun dun dun. But anyways, if you all want me to continue this fanfic, don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and hit that bell for more notifications. Bye everyone!